Hello, and welcome back to Navigating the Periphery. My name is Philip, and this is my beautiful mom, Deborah. Today, we're going to switch it up a bit.
We hope everyone is having a good day today. If you're into what we cover on our channel, please give this video a thumbs up and a like. This is so important to us as content creators because the more likes we get, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform.
We want to get our message out there and try to reach as many people as we can.
Navigating the Periphery, we are trying to stop the stigma of a mental health diagnosis one show at a time. If you know anyone who could benefit from watching this channel, please help spread the word. It became a cooking show.
Remember, it's okay not to feel or be okay all the time. You are not alone. We are here.
We are. So, Philip, can you guess what I'm going to ask you?
Yes, I can, and I'm doing great today, Mom. How are you doing?
I am good.
Awesome. I am excited to discuss today's topic. Today, we are going to navigate the periphery of my future. For everyone watching this week, we are filming this episode 5 days before my commencement. I am anxious, nervous, and freaking out a bit, but I'm going to go and walk in my ceremony. I've gone back and forth with it due to my anxiety, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and it will help me close the chapter on getting my bachelor's degree. So in our next episode, I'll let you all know how it went. So I was in college. I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type, in September 2020, and now I finally completed my degree. So now what?
Attending college with a mental illness can be extremely challenging. The stress of your course load can exacerbate your mental illness or mental health symptoms. If you're attending a school away from home, being far from your family or support system can add even more pressure.
However, even attending a school close to home can also be seriously challenging. My time in college was a very long and bumpy road, but when I slowed down and put my mental health first, I was finally able to finish my bachelor's degree in December 2023. Here's how I survived college with a mental illness. I first attended college the fall after my high school graduation in 2016. After receiving a few scholarships, I decided to attend a SUNY community college, or a state university of New York, close to my home. I knew going away to college was not an option for me due to my OCD, or obsessive compulsive disorder, and GAD, or generalized anxiety disorder. I was determined and excited, but I definitely bit off more than I could chew. I enrolled in way too many classes and found myself feeling overwhelmed. I already had OCD and generalized anxiety disorder at that point, and was on meds to combat the symptoms of those two issues. I had not yet been diagnosed with a serious mental illness, but I remember feeling out of control and very emotional.
Stress, anxiety, and depression are very common among college students. College students face many new challenges. Often, for the first time, they're living away from their families and communities. However, sometimes, even when attending a local college campus, they're suddenly presented with new surroundings, social situations, and a heavy academic workload. Very often, these new challenges can feel overwhelming, leading to depression or anxiety. Sometimes this extra pressure can worsen previously existing conditions, like Philip's OCD and GAD, or even trigger their onset.
Like my mom stated, many college students experience mental health challenges. Two of the most common of these being anxiety and depression. Often, the symptoms are short-term and can be directly linked to the challenges of being a new student, such as feelings of loneliness. Sometimes, it can take a semester or two for students to develop friendships, I'm so thankful I met my best friend Michelle my first semester. Things would have been much harder without having her to talk to about what I was feeling and experiencing at college.
Now, you guys may be wondering, how common is anxiety among college students? Anxiety disorders are the most common mental health disorders, affecting about 11% of college students. Many of these disorders show their first symptoms during adolescence or early childhood. Some of the most common anxiety disorders include social anxiety, panic disorder, and generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD. While social anxiety often begins in childhood or adolescence, usually around ages 7 to 14. The other anxiety disorders may first appear or get triggered during your stressful college years.
Needless to say, as my anxiety mounted and became worse, I needed to lessen my workload at school and ended up graduating in 4 years instead of 2. But that is okay. I made it and I graduated in early 2020. However, I had no idea that at that point what was in store for me and the rest of the world.
Philip's last semester was actually a virtual semester, completely online due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Even his graduation was virtual. So after achieving his associates in psychology, he decided he wanted to get his bachelor's degree in psychology. So he would now need to transfer to a 4-year university. So Philip started to apply to different colleges to do this. However, this is when his schizoaffective symptoms started to emerge. In April, he decided to change his major from psychology to behavioral science. He wanted to study, know, and understand why people behave the way they do.
I was accepted into an excellent behavioral science program at a private university about 30 miles from where we live. But due to COVID lockdowns still in place, I was going to stay an online virtual student. Also, my symptoms were becoming a lot worse, and I did not want to be around people or on a college campus due to my growing paranoia and hypervigilance regarding safety. And then bam! My psychosis began.
Now, on the advice of his clinical psychologist, his psychiatrist, and his behavioral neurologist, it was recommended in August 2020 that Philip take a medical leave for the fall 2020 semester. So he did just that. And as we have discussed in several of our previous episodes, in September 2020, he was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type.
I don't really remember much from this time period due to my psychosis. One thing I do remember was how disappointed I was that I could not continue going to school. I initially felt like a failure and wondered why is this happening to me. My mom and family made sure I got the help I needed. For several months, I just focused on getting better and started new medications for my schizoaffective disorder. As I stated in previous videos, we were then at the height of the COVID pandemic, and hospitalization was not an option for me. I knew if I was hospitalized, I could have no visitors at all due to the lockdowns in place. As the holiday season of 2020 fast approached, we realized I was slightly better, but nowhere near better enough to go back to college. I was very depressed and disappointed. My mom stayed with me every day, and I tried to keep busy.
In mid to late December 2020, Philip's doctors advised him to take another medical leave for the spring 2021 semester. Philip begrudgingly agreed, but after several courses of various mood stabilizers and antipsychotic medications, he started to turn the corner and his improvement became steady.
With medication and lots of family support, I was finally doing well. I enrolled in the fall 2021 semester. I was excited to start college, even though I remained a virtual student. I still had a lot of anxiety around people and issues with paranoia. Earning a degree has always been very important to me. I had changed my major to behavioral science and decided my future goal and aspiration was to help people like myself, hopefully in the field of research. I did really well that first semester and proceeded on to the next one. I did have to drop one class to bring me down to 12 credits a semester instead of 15. But hey, I was okay with that. Steady progress was better than no progress, right? I did not want to give up.
I was extremely proud of Philip for persevering, and it did not matter to me how long his degree took to complete, but that his mental health was steadily improving, and he was confident in the work he was accomplishing in college. And I could see that he could see the finish line in the distance.
However, during my last 2 semesters, my course loads were larger, the research projects were harder, and more stressful, and I eventually found myself overwhelmed again. This caused my symptoms to break through. Even though I was doing well on my meds, and I was concerned I would have to take yet another medical leave. But I kept going and really tried to keep my doctors in the loop regarding how I was feeling, and tweaking my meds accordingly. And in December 2023, I finally finished with my bachelor's in behavioral science. My commencement ceremony is this week. And like I stated earlier, I have a lot of anxiety about walking in it. So I will have to keep you all posted on how it all goes. So I asked myself, now what? What am I going to do with my degree? I hope one day I am well enough to be in a work environment. There are many things I cannot do. Leaving my house is extremely hard a lot of the time.
Philip's paranoia and hypervigilance regarding his safety is a huge issue that prevents him from doing a lot of things. He is still very active in therapy and is now finally pretty stable on his current medications. He's a great student, but potentially being out in the world socially is another story. So I started to throw around the idea of potentially writing a book about our experience with COVID-19 and being diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, what we went through, the process of finding doctors and psychiatric help during the pandemic, the services that he needed and that were available to him as a student with mental illness, that although he is considered disabled, his life isn't over. And we thought back to videos that we looked up on YouTube regarding his diagnosis.
They were really quite helpful, and during the pandemic, it was one of the only ways for us to get information. So we had the idea to try and start our own YouTube channel. Although my mom is in the medical field, she has a background in writing and production. My degree is in behavioral science and research, and my stepdad is in production and multimedia. So between the three of us, we decided to give it a go. I wanted people to know that they can still accomplish their goals and dreams, even after a diagnosis of a serious mental illness like schizoaffective disorder, or even a less severe mental health issue. I feel I have a unique perspective for doing this channel, because I have been a mental patient. I have navigated GAD and OCD my whole life, and now I have schizoaffective disorder. Well, my mom and I navigated the healthcare system during the worldwide pandemic. And in previous episode, we discussed what services are available to students. I feel I possess a lot of information to help others like myself. And this whole experience helped shape me into the person who wants to reach all of you guys out there. To let you know, no matter what, you are not alone. That it's okay not to be okay all the time. That we are here. It's not just a catchphrase for my YouTube channel. My mom and I know that the mental health struggle is real. It's hard, it's terrifying at times, and it's not easy. But with care, determination, and perseverance, you out there can lead a happy and productive life.
Our goal in creating this channel is to help end the stigma of a mental health diagnosis. Again, this is not just a catchphrase for our channel. We mean this wholeheartedly. We are hoping this channel can become a supportive community for you guys to seek answers for questions or problems you may have. Philip and I wish there was a channel like this when he was first diagnosed. It would have been a great help. So that's why we want to do this for others. So you are not alone in your journey.
So what's next? Transitioning from college to the next chapter of your life is a process. And it's natural to feel uncertain about what comes next. By planning ahead, prioritizing your mental health, and staying open to new experiences, you can navigate this transition successfully. Remember, you've already demonstrated incredible resilience by reaching this point, and that strength will continue to serve you well in the future. One transformative aspect of my journey has been starting a channel to share my experiences. Opening up about my mental health struggles on this platform has been a cathartic and empowering experience. The support and understanding from the community, including your encouragement, have played a crucial role in boosting my self-esteem, knowing that I'm not alone in this journey, and that my story resonates with others has been incredibly rewarding.
This channel has become a space for connection, where we can openly discuss mental health, share coping strategies, and break down the walls of stigma. It's heartening to see how this virtual community has provided a sense of belonging and understanding that goes beyond the limitations often imposed by mental health conditions. Your likes, shares, and comments have been really motivating and supportive. They have been crucial to both the development of this channel and our journey. If our content has impacted or benefited you, please think about forwarding this video to others who might find it useful. We want to get our message out there and help as many people as we can.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this episode. So until we see you again, remember, you are not alone. We are here.
We are. And we will see you in our next episode that's coming really, really soon. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.
Bye.